The story opens in 928 AD, set in Tang Dynasty China. I've heard bits about the dynasties before, though I can't say I'm well versed. Anyway, we see a procession of women hurrying along, each holding peculiar wooden instruments, clacking them together. This wakes up a room full of women who rise from their beds immediately. Honestly, this scene brings major Spirited Away vibes. The women begin their daily routine, getting dressed, grooming, and helping each other with elaborate clothing that appears quite time-consuming to wear. Soon after, a young man, Prince Yu, enters the ornately decorated building. Inside, it's a burst of rich hues. Gold, crimson, and violet dominate the halls and rooms. Yu approaches the Empress with utmost respect. She's absolutely radiant, flawless makeup, golden jewelry covering her body, and seriously, look at those claw-like nails. A striking yellow flower sits perfectly in her hair. Yu informs his mother, the Empress, that Jai is on his way. Though he hasn't arrived at the palace just yet, he's standing by for orders. Yu is the youngest of 3 brothers, with Jai being the middle child. We'll meet the eldest in a bit. It's the eve of the Double Ninth Festival. The Empress walks through the corridor, her son trailing behind, followed by attendants. Suddenly she stops and clutches the fabric of her robe, her breathing faltering. Whatever it is, she manages to push through and resumes walking, though clearly unsettled. She soon meets the eldest son, Wan, who is from the Emperor's first marriage. Earlier, it was mentioned that Wan intends to request the Emperor's permission to leave and explore the world. The Empress enters the room where Wan waits and she dismisses everyone, including the viewer, for privacy. She asks him if he's afraid to leave. He turns his back to her, calling her his mother. She corrects him coldly, stating they aren't related, and that they've been physically involved for 3 years. Yeah, you heard that right. Wan, visibly disturbed, pulls away when she attempts to kiss him. She departs and Wan prepares to greet the Emperor, while the Empress is being given her hourly dose of medicine. Everyone in the palace, servants included, looks impeccably dressed, with the palace corridors awash in vibrant colors. The Empress drinks her herbal tea-like medicine, then abruptly slams the cup down and rinses her mouth. Outside the palace gates, a sea of servants and soldiers gathers in formation, standing. Among them is the Empress, flanked by her eldest and youngest sons. Suddenly, a figure rushes down the carpet, followed by several similarly dressed individuals, likely more messengers. The lead man loudly announces the Emperor's decree. The welcoming ceremony is cancelled, and everyone is to return to their quarters. That's one grand ceremony called off. Seriously, the crowd numbers in the thousands. The messenger explains that the Emperor has been redirected to the official inn and will meet the Empress and the 2 sons the following morning. Meanwhile, at the official inn, we're introduced to Prince Jai. He receives his father with deep reverence, bowing low as the Emperor arrives, decked out in ornate golden armor like something straight from a boss battle. Jai expresses the honor he feels at this meeting. The Emperor examines his son with a look only the immensely wealthy can pull off, then unsheathes his sword. The 2 engage in a sparring match, though the Emperor remains seated throughout, showing off his skill with ease. He disarms Jai, whose sword clatters to the ground. Jai bows again, praising his father's ability, and the Emperor returns the gesture, reminding his son not to seize by force what has not been granted. Jai responds with the same formal tone, agreeing with the wisdom of his father's words. Later, the Emperor and Jai head back to the palace. Jai reunites with the Empress and asks after her health. We learn that they haven't seen one another in 3 years. She assures him she's been managing, and he tells her how much he missed her, bringing her to tears. Elsewhere, the Emperor sits on a heated throne, and the royal doctor reports that the Empress has been taking the prescribed herbs. He adds that black fungus is being included, supplied by his daughter, Chan. It's been 10 days so far. Back with Jai and the Empress, they're still talking. She's embroidering a golden chrysanthemum onto a piece of fabric, the same flower she wears in her hair. She explains it's for the festival. Suddenly she collapses. Jai, clearly alarmed, calls for the servants, who rush in. One tells him this is the 3rd time it's happened, though no one knows why. The Empress quickly regains her composure and dismisses the servants. Left alone, Jai questions her, but she avoids answering and urges him instead to go visit his brothers. Jai reunites with his brothers, once again showing a great deal of formality. He shares his concern over their mother's health. Wan, the eldest, mentions they suspect she's suffering from anemia, and you point out that she does take her medication regularly. Jai adds that she's also been spending a lot of time embroidering, and again you confirm, it's for the upcoming festival. Elsewhere, the imperial physician has a quiet conversation with his daughter. He reveals that he's aware of her secret relationship with the crown prince, and rather than disapproving, he encourages it. Still, he warns her of the dangers posed by the black fungus. He scolds her, saying she's still inexperienced, and sternly instructs her never to speak of this to anyone, or it could cost them their lives. Discreetly, she adds the black fungus to one of the nearby teapots, undoubtedly the one intended for the Empress. She's summoned inside to serve the Empress tea. The Empress drinks most of it, then tips the last few drops onto the dish, while Chan stands there holding out the pot. Later, in preparation for the festival, The vast courtyard in front of the palace becomes a sea of chrysanthemum blossoms. The royal family gathers again. The emperor, the empress, and the three sons are seated around an opulent, oversized banquet table, lavish as everything else we've seen. The emperor poses a question to the family: why do they always assemble during the chrysanthemum festival? The youngest Yu replies, on the 9th day of the 9th lunar month, the sun and moon come together in the sky, symbolizing unity and family strength, harmony, in other words. The emperor then elaborates on the layout of the terrace and the table. The terrace is circular while the table is square, representing the traditional belief that the heavens are round and the earth is square. He goes on to speak about the cosmic order, that everyone has their proper place. That's the law of nature. Juan, the eldest, takes this moment to formally request his father's permission to venture beyond the palace walls. The emperor doesn't answer directly, merely asking if there's anything else. You begin to speak but hesitate, unsure whether it's the right moment, and retreat back into silence. The emperor remarks that the empress didn't finish her medicine and insists she must drink the remaining portion. The untouched tea is brought back to her. She refuses. In response, the emperor commands his eldest and youngest sons to kneel at her side until she complies. Jai then steps in, asking his father to spare her, but the emperor stands firm. One tries once more to persuade her, gently reminding her she's been drinking it for years. Reluctantly, the empress finishes the tea and the sons return to their seats. The emperor comments that her symptoms make her unaware of her condition and claims she's receiving proper treatment. You, finally finding your voice, request to be entrusted with commanding the guards during the festival to gain experience. Instead, the emperor assigns the task to Jai, who naturally accepts the responsibility. Later, the empress is summoned by the emperor. He informs her of her critical condition, anemia, and insists that she needs the medicine. She defies him again, which finally causes the emperor to lose his composure. He breaks his usual calm demeanor, casting aside restraint. He tells her bluntly that if her father weren't such a high-ranking figure, he wouldn't be so lenient. He tolerates her only to preserve appearances. Her medicine is brought in, and this time the emperor himself hands it to her. She drinks it and thanks him, then exits. Although her health continues to decline, she persists in stitching chrysanthemum flowers into fabric. Meanwhile, the emperor confides in his eldest son, Juan, revealing that he considers him his favorite. He briefly recounts how Juan's mother passed away during a chrysanthemum festival while he was away. But Juan tells his father he has no desire to inherit the throne. He claims to be unworthy, lacking the skills needed, and pleads with his father to choose a different successor. Later, when Juan is alone, he meets with Chan. The two share a tender embrace. Ugh, you manipulative lion cub. Chan urges Juan to bring up the issue again after the festival and reminds him to take her with him when he leaves. Once they escape the palace, she says they can finally be together freely, but their secret meeting is interrupted when the empress unexpectedly storms into the room. Chan hides behind the bed curtains while Juan stands there half-dressed. The empress commands the girl to reveal herself, and she has no choice but to comply. The empress declares her punishment. For seducing a prince and entering forbidden grounds, Chan will be whipped, branded, and banished from the palace. Juan begs for mercy, taking the blame on himself. The empress relents for now and exits. Then she instructs her attendants to leave her completely alone. The empress walks slowly through the corridors, returning to her chambers to continue her embroidery. Soon, a cloaked figure dressed in black enters and bows, clearly a spy. She informs the empress that she's uncovered something dreadful. Black fungus has been mixed into her daily tea. This substance will gradually erode her sanity over time. The spy refuses any kind of reward, stating that she despises the emperor, and believes only the empress holds the power to bring him down. After delivering her message, the woman vanishes. The empress, shaken and enraged, struggles to continue stitching her chrysanthemums. However, the spy is soon captured by Juan and brought before the emperor. It's revealed that she is none other than the wife of the imperial physician. Upon recognizing her, the emperor notes the branded scar on her cheek and immediately orders the room to be cleared, except for Juan, whom he instructs never to speak of this to anyone. Once alone, the two talk. It's clear they have a deep and complicated past. They haven't seen one another in 25 years. She claims her purpose is simply to see her son. Justice, she says, is what she truly seeks. The emperor later rewards the imperial physician, promoting him to governor, and allows him and his daughter, Chan, to leave for Suzhou. Before departing, the doctor tells the emperor that he has prepared a 2-month supply of the poison medicine. He departs with both wife and daughter. In the meantime, the empress opens up to Jai, her middle son. She tells him that though she's been taking her medicine for a decade, about 10 days ago, it began to taste different. Suspicious, she investigated and found a new, dangerous component, poison. When Jai asks who could be behind this, the answer becomes clear. The emperor. She tells Jai that after the chrysanthemum festival, the truth will be revealed. Though she accepts she will die as the emperor intends, she plans to act first. She wants Jai to become emperor. Jai, however, insists he cannot oppose his father no matter what. Later, when the empress prepares to drink her tea, Jai is present, conflicted and emotionally torn. He tries to stop her, but she drinks it anyway. That's when Jai resolves to stand by her, vowing she'll never have to drink the medicine again. Soon the Empress calls Juan to her chamber. She shows him a ceremonial robe she crafted, embroidered with a chrysanthemum across the chest, a symbol of protection. Juan snatches it from her and demands to know her true intentions. She remains silent. He refuses to wear it, and though tension builds between them to an almost intimate level, he eventually storms out. Juan rides off and meets with Chan, interrogating her about her mother's presence at the palace. He suspects lies. Then, Chan reveals that the Empress ordered the army to receive 10,000 chrysanthemum embroidery pieces. Highly unusual. Alarmed, Juan races back to the palace, suspecting rebellion. Chan follows soon after. Back at their home, the imperial doctor questions his wife about what she's been hiding. But it's too late. Assassins sent by the emperor descend upon the house, killing everyone. The doctor dies fighting. His wife narrowly escapes, protected by loyal guards who fight off the attackers. Back in the palace, Juan confronts the Empress, asking when she intends to strike. She answers simply, during the festival. Realizing he'll be blamed for the coming coup, Juan stabs himself in desperation. Though wounded, he survives. He pleads with the Empress to abandon her plans, but she refuses. The Empress exits before the Emperor enters. Upon arriving, the Emperor tells Juan he knows there has been a secret between him and the Empress for some time, though he places the blame solely on her. Preparations for the festival continue. The Emperor and his 3 sons attend, though Juan is confined to a chair due to his injuries. The Empress is noticeably late. Jai leaves to fetch her. While dressing, the Empress trembles and sweats, her body weakened, but she tells Jai everything is in place. Then she appears before the Emperor and the ceremony begins. Meanwhile, Chan arrives at the palace only to find it eerily empty. She's suddenly attacked by assassins and barely survives, until her mother intervenes and fends them off. As they flee, Chan demands to know what's going on. Her mother tells her the Emperor intends to wipe out their entire family. That same moment, an officer bows before the Emperor, informing him that the doctor's family is outside. The Empress interrupts, suggesting they be allowed in. The Emperor looks at her with disgust. Once Chan and her mother step inside, everyone is visibly shocked and tense. Then comes the revelation. The woman is the Emperor's first wife, Chan is his daughter, and Juan, yes, Juan, is her son as well. The Empress exposes the secret. In horror, both Juan and Chan realize what they've done. Yes, unwitting incest. The Emperor admits it. Chan screams and runs from the hall, horrified beyond measure. Honestly? Completely understandable. Before long, Chan and her mother are assassinated, killed by the Emperor's men. Outside, the Empress's secret army, each soldier marked with a chrysanthemum, begins its assault. Jai leads them into the palace. Inside, the Empress throws off her outer garments, revealing she wears the same flower-emblazoned attire as the soldiers. The rebellion has begun. Juan is stabbed again, this time by Yu, the youngest son, who's furious. He reveals that he knows everything about her affair with Juan and about her plot with Jai. He demands to be made emperor. The golden-armored soldiers storm the palace, intent on assassinating the emperor. But before they can reach him, they're intercepted by the emperor's deadly ninjas. A swift and brutal skirmish follows. One by one, the golden soldiers are cut down, their assault ended before it even begins. The ninjas vanish the same way they came, climbing back up into the shadows above. In the chaos, Yu turns on his father, trying to strike him down. But the emperor, a seasoned and merciless warrior, easily overpowers him. When he sees that Yu has been hiding golden armor beneath his robes, the sign of betrayal, he snaps. He beats his own son to death with a blunt instrument, furious and betrayed. Then the emperor walks over to Juan, his firstborn and the son he cherished most, now lying lifeless. He kneels and weeps over Juan's corpse. Outside, the golden army advances, only to be met by a second wave of ninja warriors. Prince Jai fights valiantly, cutting down his enemies with relentless force, creating an opening for his troops to push forward. But just before reaching the palace gates, they're surrounded. The emperor's main army springs the final trap. The golden army is massacred. Only Jai survives, shielded beneath a pile of fallen soldiers who took the arrows meant for him. Bleeding, exhausted, but undeterred, Jai stands again, staring at the palace where his mother now waits, alone and defiant. The emperor steps forward to join the empress. He tells her that one had revealed everything, the entire conspiracy. With a cruel flourish, he rips away the scarf around her neck, exposing her. The last of the golden soldiers are executed. The blood-soaked grounds are quickly cleared. Yellow chrysanthemums, fresh and symbolic, are laid across the plaza as though nothing had happened. Now, the empress and Jai are made to sit at the ceremonial table with the emperor, as if all is normal. The emperor turns to Jai and says that, had things gone differently, he intended to pass the throne to him after the festival. He repeats a lesson: never take what is not given to you. Jai answers calmly, he never wanted the crown. Everything he did was for his mother, and with that, the chrysanthemum festival carries on. Singing fills the air, fireworks light up the sky in celebration, covering the bloodshed with spectacle. Then comes the final insult. The emperor presents the empress with her usual cup of medicine, except this time he offers Jai a choice. Her son can spare his own life, the emperor says, if he agrees to serve her the drink. A twisted test of loyalty. Jai, defeated and broken, turns to his mother, apologizes, and instead of complying he takes his own life, falling forward dead at the table. The empress, shattered, throws the medicine aside. It splashes across the table, sizzling instantly as it burns through the surface. Acid. He had tried to make her drink acid, again, and that, finally, is the end of Curse of the Golden Flower. If you enjoyed the recap, please leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.